Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians. Aries here with a quick video. This is a video rant tonight. Aaron did one that was short on his own channel. For some of you out there, this isn't going to be talking about cigars, but about transgendered issues. For a bit, Medicare and how Medicare is broken. This rant is, well, a rant. Now, some of you are wondering, no, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking, something like Kool-Aid. It's like a Crystal Light substitute, a cherry-flavored drink that you buy from Western Family. It's like powdered stuff you put in, mix up half a gallon. Well, I mixed up enough to make a gallon, and I've been keeping it in the fridge, and it's just so yummy. Strawberry flavor, no, cherry flavored. So, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? So, I'm wearing my shirt again. Had laundry done, so all my clothes are clean. First of all, I want to say to you all, it's good to have you on my show tonight, because this is going to be a rant about, first, Medicare and how it's broken. Now, before you get into details and I tell you why it's broken, I want to bring down some facts for you first. Medicare is broken because Medicare has decided to cover sex change operations. That's right. If it's medically necessary, they're going to give you the sex change. I don't know how the mentality is, but if you're on hormones, they have to cover you on your prescription drug coverage. The bottom surgery, they have to cover you, apparently. The other thing that I've heard is they also have to cover breast augmentation and other medically necessary surgeries. If a doctor turns around and if a doctor thinks you need facial feminization surgery and it's medically necessary, they will cover it under the sex change grounds. Now, if you need breast augmentation and it's medically necessary to make you more female, then they will cover your breast augmentation. Now, if you are needing a vaginoplasty or vaginoplasty, someone calls, they will cover it if it's medically necessary and you go through the proper channels. Same goes if it's medically necessary and you're female to male and you want a mastectomy, a hysterectomy, the uteral removal, ovaries, uterus, etc. And then they think it's necessary for you to have a phalloplasty. They will give that. Heck, they even said if it's medically necessary when they're constructing the phalloplasty, that you can also get a penile pump or a penile implant to pump your penis up. A lot of people are just coming out with it. I just heard about it tonight through some channels, and I had to see if it was true. Turns out, between the Wall Street Journal, several other newspapers, yes, they will be doing it. They raised it. They lifted the ban. A lot of comments back in May said, you know, they won't cover vision, optical, hearing aids, dental, yet they will cover sex changes. Now, me, I'm transsexual. Now, for all of you viewers out there, you're going to probably laugh at me, but I do not think that Medicare or Medicaid should pay for sex changes. Now, I have family, it's like, oh, it's great, you can get the stuff done now. You can get your maintenance and keep living comfortably in your preferred gender. You're a woman, Rita. Aries. Maybe. But here's the problem with it. Problem is Grandma McGee or Grandpa Jones needs heart or brain surgery or, say, cancer treatment, and they get denied. But they'll go ahead and give a sex change. There's a problem with this situation. They took away dental. They took away vision. They've taken away hearing and optical. They won't give hearing aids, like I said. You turn around and you wonder what's going on. For example, my best friend, Aaron, part of the co-host of our channel, who came up with Living Simply and Fun, turned around and said, what is going on in this world if the world is allowing sex changes on Medicare for anyone 65 and older or disabled, yet he can't get his dental because he's got abscesses, he's got teeth fused to the bone, and the only way he's going to survive is either his teeth break away and all dissipate, and they all pop out, and there's just a hole that seals itself, Otherwise, it's $2,000 for an oral surgeon. He's got a screw loose and a dental implant in the top. They want $247 for the appointment. Then they want $253 to screw it in. 5 minutes. Done. $500 for one dental implant and it's loose. He's got 3 dental implants and need to tighten them. That's $253 per dental thing. You're looking at almost $1,000. Quarter of $1,000. $775 to get it done. Now, mind you, I'm very pissed off because he can't get that. Yet, you go to your doctor, you can get hormones now medically necessary. All the stuff that goes together for the sex change, but they will not give him antipsychotic meds, which he was on, to control his dissociating for him carving. His service dog has to do a lot of work to keep him balanced. And then, that's just the tip of the iceberg. He needs like 3 medicines that are all tier 4, which means $300 a piece. Now, he's got to get medically necessary. His doctor in his file say he needs it, but the new doctor's like, oh, well, I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't approve it. Yet, they just brought out a mental facility there where we go to the clinic that they can hook up a psychologist for him to get it done. Don't mind the dog. He's just grumpy. He's probably wanting another biscuit in a minute, but you get the idea. They're not allowing him. If he got his mental taken care of, his mental health taken care of, his dental taken care of, and he found a boss that didn't yell at him, he could go back to work. But no, all these things have to fall into the Tetris effect to fit nicely, or the dominoes effect, or fit into every little nook and cranny piece by piece. Now, what happened? Simple. Basically, what has happened is now I think they're trying to say that people on disability that are transgender, that's been transgendered for a long time, that's on the disabled spectrum, if you give them a sex change, they can go back to work. I think that's what the government's thinking. But they're not thinking in the highly big picture of Grandma Jones, Grandpa McGee, or vice versa, needing these surgeries to take care of them. Apparently, the sex change is more important than giving a elderly person who's paid their taxes into Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, Veterans Administration, whatever program, the railroad program, to cover a sex change. Yeah. So, while my best friend is dying slowly of 6 dental abscesses off and on, not doing well, and he loves to cook, by the way, that's why he cooks. A lot of people think, oh, you two are married, you're a couple. And some days he makes a joke and puts his foot down. I'm the husband, the wife who doesn't get prime rib. Foot down. We're going to have turkey this Christmas. Foot down. What does that mean exactly? He likes to joke, but it's seriously, in my opinion, the other gripe I have is I found out these medicines that give penile erections, or the penis erections, like Viagra, is covered by Medicare. Yet they won't cover antipsychotic meds. They'll cover all your other things. You read your Medicare prescription coverage, it says, oh, this ain't covered, that ain't covered. But this is covered. Oh, and by the way, talking about other things, while we're on the government's covering things, the Handbook of Medicare Provides says no cosmetic surgery. What is a sex change? You get breast implants. Oh, I got boobs out. I had cosmetic surgery. The doctor says it's necessary for them to live and to be in their rightful body. They have to have implants, and it's medically necessary. They get it. But a double mastectomy woman who's had cancer can't get them rebuilt. Or what if you get a woman who's disabled, who's got low self-esteem, and she's an A cup, and no one wants her, and they're like, incoming message. Everyone would be better. Instead, she's got low self-esteem. Then you look at the transsexual who goes and has this operation done, and guess what happens? All of a sudden, you see these women get pissed off at the trans women who say, oh yeah, I had my implants done. They're medically necessary to me because I'm a woman now and I have to have it. It's medically. Then, let's say 10 years from now, if you've seen my other video, they go to the doctor and say, doctor, it's medically necessary to keep me in, I'm still disabled, but it's medically necessary for me on my enhancements and stuff to replace my implants because the government paid for them once. They take them out and oh, can we make them a little bigger this time? Next thing you know, Medicare's covering implants again. Or if they need a little touch-up facial surgery and they've had the FFS, the facial feminization, oh yeah, we can do a facelift. It's medically necessary. There's going to be people out there in the stinking world that's going to sit there and say, or in the United States, that's going to turn around, look at the transsexuals and say, that person here has had breast augmentation, they've had facial surgery, they have had 2 facial surgeries, they've had 3 breast augmentations, yet I go in and I'm not happy with my face because I'm wrinkled and old, and they say, oh, it's not medically necessary, yet they'll go and give it to the transsexuals. You're going to have the gays, you're going to have the lesbians, you're going to have the elderly bisexuals and heterosexual couples all throwing a fit because the transsexuals are now getting the sex changes and the medically necessary surgeries while their grandparents, their mothers and fathers can't get anything, or uncles or aunts that they love because Medicare is being bankrupt by sex changes. There you have it. From a transsexual who thinks elderly should be respected. They've paid their taxes. Everyone else. I mean, look at Cigar Addict, who's a subscriber to our channel. He says, oh, I enjoy your videos and I enjoy my tax dollar going for it. I don't enjoy being disabled, Cigar Addict, but I will tell you again, and I apologize for calling you a jack off and a jackwagon. I didn't mean it, and there you have it. But there's your entertainment for tonight's video, unless you enjoyed the gravy one as well. That Cigar Dog asked about. Point being is, I don't want to rant and rave, but you get the point. My friend's dying, yet they won't cover any of the necessary things like surgical procedures for oral surgery. They want $2,000. Heck, to get his teeth fixed, it'd be $8,000, $6,000 to $8,000. Yet they'll go in and give a breast augmentation for $7,000. And whatever Medicare doesn't pay, you don't have to literally pay unless it's in a contract. In a contract. There you have it. What's that tell you? So, Social Security paid for sex changes. I'd like to hear you, the inputs. If you, any of you male to females are out there, any of you female to males, you want to put me down, here's the time to do it. Because frankly, even if you're an elderly person, 65 and older, and you have Medicare and you're transsexual, fine. Have at it. If you're a disabled person on Medicare, have at it. I'm just saying, in my heart, we need to look at the elderly. They are here before our generation. They had the experience. Now we're taking it away to pay for sex changes. What's next? Oh, and on top of that, Medicaid covers anyone who needs unlimited times over and over and over who's on drug addictions to go into rehab, and they'll get all their dental work done and dentures on meth addicts. Yet they won't cover someone like Aaron on Medicare. Dentists are greedy a-holes. So, with that said, you've heard my rant. I think we need to restructure Medicare to keep it solvent, but I also think it needs to cover everything. And I think they need to look at sex changes as elective surgery instead of just sitting here saying, all right, well, you know, the thing is an elderly woman who was in the Army complained that Medicare should pay for it, fought for it, and with groups advocating for her, got it done. Now, I can sit there and say thank you for advocating for the disabled and the elderly, but here's the problem with these so-called sex changes that the government's supposed to pay. First of all, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? You're going to have doctors, the sex change doctors of the U.S. saying, oh yes, we take Medicare now. They're going to sit there and say, I want $50,000. The government's only going to give me $6,000 because they think it's what it's worth in Thailand. Or if you go and say, oh, well, we need you to give breast implants to this person, they're transsexual, the doctor's going to say, well, what about all the women that are low self-esteem or the ones with the mastectomy you've denied? But you're going to tell Joe Bob Bill to go, or, you know, Joe Bob Billy Joe to go get breast implants because they're transsexual and they're in the wrong body and they need to have it done. And yet, you'll cover their implants, but you won't cover an elderly woman with a mastectomy who feels unconfident because her womanhood's been taken away somewhat. You'll go and cut off someone's dong, or build a dong, but you will not go out of your way to give them heart surgery, cancer treatment, or things that's medically necessary for them. But you're going to deny them and go for the sex change. Oh yeah, No wonder why Medicare is going bankrupt. It's all about, in my opinion, let's get the disabled off that are transsexual. We don't think they have severe mental problems. We're just going to give them a sex change and boot them off. Maybe we can reevaluate. Maybe that's the real reason on these trannies. Transsexuals. Transvestites, cross-dressers that go through the sex change. They don't want to work. They basically think, oh, I'm a woman in a man's body. I can't go to work until I'm female. Or the female to males. The female to males, once they get on hormones, I've seen a lot of them get treated like men. They go out and they're lumberjacks, they're jackhammer workers, construction workers, you name it. You get the male to female, it's like, oh, I can't work until I have a sex change. And then the government says, oh, let's just give it to them and see what happens. I think it was a ploy, personally, to get most of them off of the disability. But it's also going to open up a can of worms when it comes to, like I said, the lowest self-esteemed woman who's an A cup and needs breast implants but can't get it because, well, the transsexuals can get it but she doesn't qualify. Or the transsexual gets the breast implants but the double mastectomy woman can't get it. Or what if a woman, let's just say there's a cancer patient who's dying of cancer, she needs a breast taken off, completely reconstructed, yet they're going to pay $30,000 for a doctor in, say, New Jersey, let's just say, for example, who will do the complete male reconstructive surgery for a female to male, yet they deny the mastectomy patient. I think we need to look at our priorities and get it fixed, because it irritates me that my best friend's dying, yet the transsexual community is now hooping and hollering that sex changes are now covered. There you have it. My rant's done. I can't go on. I want to shower. I need my Bible time, and then I'll go from there. Thank you. For all of you out there got this far, please add and subscribe if you like. Please post comments, leave feedback and suggestions. Thank you, and may God bless the world.